What's up, guys? Just fired up Big Red. New space. BB's with me. I do have the door open, so we got some ventilation. Still sounding good. Got my computer set up over here, so we'll get us some questions here in a second. Sound pretty good over there? Audio's good? Do I need to start up Mr. Jones as well? Just give it a quick fire up. Injected cold start, thing works good. Good to see you guys too, man. All right. Got a little bit of fumes in here, but that should clear out pretty quick. Sounded good. All right, guys, so just wanted to jump on here a little bit tonight, tell you what's going on. As you can see, I'm not in my garage anymore. This is my workshop. So B&T Fencing's where I'm at now, and been here about a year and a half, and now I'm branch manager in Panama City, so I'm opening a new store here. As far as the cars and stuff go, hadn't touched them other than getting them here. In fact, Big Red's dirty, so I need to work on that. Still not tuned perfectly. The carburetor's still going lean on me. And then on the Valiant, it's never acted up again since that issue I had back in September whenever I was driving to the campsite. So got some work to do on that, and kind of curious what you guys would like to see this year. I need to get to work on both of them, and the drag strip North Florida Motorplex used to be called Breakaway Dragway in Panama City, well, like in Alpha, but it's about 30 minutes from here. So it's an 1/8 mile drag strip. There's no 1/4 mile drag strips for, I don't know, about a 4-hour drive, I guess. So probably no 1/4 mile tracks for a while. The projects I've been thinking about, actually, so I haven't done any setup here. I've been here for about a month. You can see the toolbox is here, and basically all the stuff from my garage is just scattered. So we just have miscellaneous parts. I just need to get organized. That'll be step number one. Still have the 360 out of the Valiant that blew up, and the 360 that I took out of Big Red. Got my welder. Oh, this fella. So this fella's new to the picture. Found this on Marketplace. Turbo action. That's where it was rubbing in the back of the truck. Turbo action 727, manual shift valve body with the trans brake. Looks like it's never had fluid in it. The story behind it is supposedly in 2009 it was put in a duster and the project was never finished, so the guy parted it out and some of my other stuff. So got that for 800 bucks. The insides look brand new. Like I said, it doesn't look like any fluid has ever been put in it. And the valve body alone is what I paid for it. So I'm gonna have somebody go through it, double check and make sure everything's good before it goes in anything, but that's just something to, found it for 800 bucks, so I went ahead and picked it up. All right, just kind of keeping an eye on the chat. So thinking about the projects, you know, the 318 going in the red truck still has to hit the track for comparison with the old 360. So I think that's probably gonna be number one on the list. Go ahead and get that to the track with or get it running right and get it to the track. And then the same thing with Mr. Jones. Ever since we blew the engine up last year and I put the new engine in it, it still hasn't been to the track. Did some draggy times and it looks like about a 785, I believe, in the 8th miles what it ran. So yeah, good score on the 727. I appreciate it. I thought it was too. So from there, kind of wondering what to do with the Valiant. The Valiant's a car that I really don't want to go the drag strip and tear it up. As far as if it hits a slick spot and it hits the wall, that's not something I want to see. So I don't know if it's just gonna, after we do some testing with it, maybe it just turns into a driver. And it has sat in the back of my mind to possibly sell it. I don't know. I just don't want to see it. I don't want, like I said, I don't want to see it go to the drag strip and hit the wall or something. The red truck, actually have been thinking once it gets to running right, kind of considering about just taking it apart and redoing some stuff, because the rear end, I believe the suregrip, I believe the clutches are gone in it. So go through the rear end, clean up the frame and anything else that needs to be replaced, any bushings. I know the back leaf springs, nothing's ever been done, but the front suspension's all been done, because whenever I lowered it, I put the lower control arms off a B-van to lower it, and all new bushings and everything in there. So I know the front end's all tight. Yep. Mr. Jones is personal. 6 years of work, 6.5. What kind of stuff would you guys like to see on either the Valiant or the red truck? Like I said, I do have the two 360s still sitting over there, which need to be gone through. And then also I still have the RX-7, which is still at David's house. So kind of thinking the RX-7 needs a 360 with a 727 and just kind of a bare bones wiring, whatever, just to get it running down the street. 727 trans, 9 1/4 rear end I can narrow and throw up underneath it. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Yeah, I have a 8-point roll bar kit from Moroso for the Valiant. Just not sure if I want to weld that in, and it's actually sitting over there. We walked by it earlier. It was in my bedroom for a while, but it's around here somewhere. Yeah, there's the hoop right there. Still got the intercooler that I was gonna put on the Valiant, decided not to. There's the other box for the roll cage. There's this intake that I bought at Swap Meet. Mopar M1 for an LA. Thought that was a pretty good steal. I think I got that for, like 300 maybe. Those things are hard to come by. In fact, if y'all guys have any Magnum parts or anything y'all want to get rid of, please let me know. Just shoot me an email or something. Hit me up in Instagram. Just the heavy stuff that's not going to be able to be shipped. If you're close by in Panama City, North Florida, let me know. Lee, is it your 408 a Magnum or LA? Gotcha. Yeah, so if y'all have any Magnum camshafts or intake manifold, the M1 intake manifolds, like the 4-barrel fuel injected one or something, somebody has one of those, let me know. Mr. Jones has been running good. It's just that one problem that I had. I think it was an O2 sensor. I don't know. It hasn't done it again. That whenever it broke down on the way to Chattahoochee, I just never had that problem again. I've been driving it some, not a lot. Been kind of weary about getting stuck somewhere, but one weekend where I have plenty of time, get up in the morning, drive it around, and that way if I have to tow it, then I can tow it. But .383 stroker crank in a 5.9. I've never heard of a 383 small block Mopar. They usually go straight to 408. Yeah, so the cruises, wild ass racing, talking about cruises, the Valiant is fun. And actually in Panama City, there is so many classic cars around here. Every day I see there's a guy with a Nova. There's I saw an AMX the other day on the way home, like pristine. I've seen Chevelles, 56 Chevys, and I don't know, it's just, it's crazy. Cammed out, brand new cammed out Camaro. Tallahassee never had any stuff like that. So I need to find where these guys meet up, if they do weekend car shows or whatever, because there's a lot of hot rods around here. So that's pretty cool. I need to get out and cruise and meet some people. Yep, 383 was a big block, correct. Whatever you post, I'm gonna watch. I appreciate it, man. I do want to get some more like track content. For the last 6 years of the show, it's been a lot of just turning wrenches, which is fine and all, but we need to see some results of what's going on. Sick week, I'm not gonna make this year. I'm going to Vegas for a business conference. David's gonna try to make, he said maybe make 1 or 2 of the races if he can. I'll see if I can get him to video some of it, send it to us. All right, guys. Y'all have any questions or anything? I just wanted to jump on here, tell you guys what's going on. I want to get a video out soon, but I figured this is the quickest way to do it. So let's see if I can. Old truck. Oh, that just comes right off. It's from that little bit of primer it went down to. But yeah, I'm thinking about after we make some runs, and I think these tires are like 5 years old, so I'm not even sure how they're gonna hold up at the track. But old truck's got some issues. I would like to kind of make it look nicer. That was when Dad hit a mailbox when I was a kid. Maybe even put some rims on it. I know a lot of people's always wanted me to put rims on it, but I just like the sleeper look, and the other day I was driving it and lost a hubcap, so maybe that's a good enough reason to try to get some wheels on it. But just it sitting outside for the last 6 years, I think it needs to come apart. I need a new windshield. Windshield's been leaking. And old Mr. Jones, he's been covered up for the most part. He had it about 2 months outside. But you can see up here, this is relatively new. Sun water damage. No rats ate through the wiring though, luckily. Yeah, so Mopar man, just kind of thinking the kind of the next steps for what I want to do in the car industry or whatever. I have thought about selling the Valiant a few times, but not like it's going to happen in the next 2 or 3 weeks or something. Just something that sits in the back of my mind. If get to a point where it's I don't know, I've gotten good content out of it. It's just time to move on to something new, I think. Body work. So the Valiant has some rust issues, very minor ones, but stuff that I've always wanted to do. Both quarter panels look like this. Got rust through them. And then the drip rail right around here, or on both sides, needs some metal, but it's just a matter of getting it on the list of things to do, as well as the seat cover, because that seat cover is, I don't know if it's the original seat, but it's definitely old, and it just cracks whenever you sit on it, so it definitely needs to be replaced. As far as a paint job though, I just don't think I'll paint either one of them. I think there needs to be some touch-ups on them, but I don't know if I would do a paint job because I'm kind of particular. I'd rather have it rough than have a decent paint job. It would be something that I would want to take all the windows out, take the doors off, and like take the whole car apart and paint it and then put it back together. And that just, when you do that, you've got to pay for all the new window moldings and all that stuff, and probably be out about 8 to 10 grand by the time it's all over with, if I was to guess, since everything's expensive now. It's not a good plan to sell toys. I don't know. That little dirt bike, that's like the longest I've ever owned anything. I've had that little dirt bike for like 12 years. I don't think I've ever owned something that long. Clear coat to slow the rust. I also need to put new silicone or body sealer or whatever that is that they use around the windows or the drip rails in here. This is all dried and cracked and needs to be cleaned. Needs to be cleaned out, clean the rust off, and put some new sealer in there. But then I'd want to paint it, so. Yeah, I like the old look. I had a nice car. I had a 76 Camaro that had a brand new paint job. Paid $2,000 for it when I was like 19 or 20 years old. And I was always worried about that car getting scratched or something. These, I don't want them to get scratched, but it's not the end of the world. So. Yeah, Big Red has a Magnum 318 right now. It had a 360. Was it Mundane Mechanic? It had a 360, and it was running, I think, 807 in the 8th and 1270s in the quarter. Found a little metal in the oil when I drained it last time, so decided to take the heads and the cam out of the 360 and put it in 318 and throw it in there. So that's what's in there now. It just needs to be fine-tuned. Kind of thinking that the torque converter might need to be changed with it too. I'm gonna call the torque converter company and ask them about that converter being with that motor, since that converter was designed for my 360. It's running 807 in the 8th. We'll see what that 318 does. 360 is always over there to rebuild and put it back in there, so. Cool, guys. Well, I'm going to try to get this garage organized this week. Hopefully get a video to you guys this weekend and get some action back on the YouTube channel. So glad you guys could join. We got like 26, 27 people on here. I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys hang in there for the new material. See you guys later.